In this edition, we are going on our sixth adventure with the crew of the USS Da Vinci. Lieutenant Nog joins the crew to salvage vitally important equipment from Empok Nor to use on Deep Space Nine. However, they are not the first ones there. Welcome to Fine Spun Tales. Let's begin. Commander Kieran Duffy deals with a conflict between two crew members on the USS Da Vinci. P8 Blue, a Nasat, requests to change her roommate, Carol Abramowitz, due to Carol's incessant playing of unlistenable Sinravian drad music. Despite repeated requests to stop, Carol continues, causing significant distress to P8 Blue. As acting first officer, Duffy promises to adjust the duty roster to minimize their overlap, alleviating the tension. After P8 Blue expresses relief and leaves, Duffy reflects on the peculiarities of living with an insect-like being and the challenges of managing personnel conflicts. He jokes with two security guards about P8 Blue's hyperbolic threat to feed Carol to her larva, highlighting the absurdity and frustrations of his temporary command duties. Captain David Gold listens to his granddaughter Ruth's latest letter for the 15th time when Lieutenant McCallan calls from the bridge with a message from Deep Space Nine. On screen, Gold sees Colonel Kira Nerys, DS9's commanding officer, who assures him everything is fine and that this is a simple diversion call. The recent Jem'Hadar attack on the station was by renegades, and the station had to eject its fusion core to stop them. Kira requests Gold's help to rendezvous with the runabout Rio Grande in the Trivas system to assist in repairing the station. Gold agrees to meet the Rio Grande and help DS9 become operational before running out of emergency power. Kira acknowledges the assistance already provided by the SCE and requests further support, suggesting the captain accompany the Rio Grande back to DS9. Gold, familiar with the pressures of command, sees the strain on Kira's face but is ready to assist, expressing that it will be a privilege to visit and help out at the station. Kira reassures him that Lieutenant Nog, their chief operations officer, will handle the mission smoothly. Fabian Stevens lies in bed next to Domenica Corsi, reflecting on how he ended up there. The night before, he went to the mess hall after his shift, planning to read over a drink. To his surprise, Lieutenant Commander Corsi, usually seen in her quarters, invited him to join her. Intrigued, he accepted, and they spent the night talking about their lives and Starfleet experiences. This unexpected camaraderie led to them spending the night together. The next morning, an urgent call from Lieutenant McCallan interrupts their sleep. Corsi swiftly gets up, transforming from a relaxed companion to her usual disciplined self. Stevens, still groggy, struggles to keep up with her efficiency. Before leaving, Corsi asks Stevens to keep their night a secret and to not expect anything further. Stevens agrees and they part ways to attend the meeting. At the observation lounge, Captain Gold briefs the senior staff on a new mission. They are to rendezvous with a runabout from Deep Space Nine and proceed to the abandoned Cardassian station Empok Nor to retrieve a fusion core. The team includes Stevens, who, due to his experience at DS9, is familiar with the systems. The mission details reveal potential security risks, prompting Corsi to advocate for additional security, though ultimately the team remains at 10 members. After the meeting, Stevens and Bart Falwell, his roommate, discuss the previous night's events. Bart, having deduced what happened between Stevens and Corsi, advises Stevens to stay focused on the mission and not let the night's encounter distract him. Stevens appreciates the advice and prepares himself for the task ahead. Nog dislikes being alone, likely because he spent his childhood in Uncle Quark's bustling bar and later years in busy environments like Deep Space Nine, the U.S.S. Defiant, or Starfleet Academy. His only solitary time was during his recovery after losing his leg, a memory he doesn't cherish. To pass the time as he waits for the Da Vinci to arrive in the Trivas system, he eats tube grubs, drinks root beer, and listens to music. As the Da Vinci arrives, Nog establishes communication with Captain Gold, who is ready to assist Nog with the mission at Empok Nor. Nog directs the Da Vinci to set a course and prepare for immediate action. He appreciates Captain Gold's positive demeanor, which boosts his confidence in the mission. Approaching Empok Nor, Nog recalls his past dangerous encounters there and hopes for a smoother experience this time. Upon reaching Empok Nor, Nog beams over with a team of engineers and security personnel. He meets Letter Commander Duffy and begins assessing the station's status. Surprisingly, all 6 of the station's fusion reactors are online, which raises suspicions among the team. As they investigate, Nog and the team are attacked by an Andrasi security device, a hostile flowing brown mesh that generates powerful electrical attacks. The team engages in a firefight with the security device, utilizing phasers at varying settings to disrupt it. Despite their efforts, several team members are incapacitated by the device's counterattacks. Nog and the others continue to strategize and adjust their tactics to overcome the Andrasi security measure. Captain Gold orders the team to find a way to neutralize the device and secure the fusion core. They discover that the Andrasi have keyed interference patterns to specific comm badges, complicating their efforts. After some brainstorming, they decide to use Nog's comm badge signal to boost their transporter capabilities and manage to beam Nog up to the Da Vinci to retrieve pattern enhancers. Nog returns with the pattern enhancers ready to complete the mission. Despite some initial awkwardness with Chief Feliciano, they proceed efficiently. With enhanced security, Nog and the team prepare to continue their task of extracting the fusion core from Empok Nor, aiming to avoid further encounters with the Andrasi. Overseer Biron awakens to a shift start chime and immediately senses an anomaly in the ship's engine vibrations. Contacting engineering, he instructs the workers to check the LDRAC consumption rates to restore overdrive efficiency. Biron, a bulky Andrasi with distinctive nose rings symbolizing his rank, quickly dresses and contemplates integrating new weapon systems with their Cardassian technology while preparing for the day. On the flight deck, Sub-Overseer Howie informs Byron that the client remains elusive about their scheduled communication. Byron receives an update that the security on the Cardassian station has been breached, possibly by Starfleet. He decides to set a course to investigate, canceling the planned rendezvous with the client to prioritize the security breach. Byron orders the ship to accelerate to FTL 7.2 and sends a subspace message to the client explaining the change in plans. As they approach the Cardassian station, telemetry confirms the presence of the U.S.S. Vinci crew, prompting Byron to increase speed to FTL 9.5 to arrive swiftly, driven by both duty and a desire for retribution against past defeats by the Starfleet crew. Despite his eagerness to confront the Starfleet vessel again, Byron maintains focus on the mission's efficiency. Balancing his emotional response with his professional responsibilities, he prepares for the imminent confrontation, knowing that success would benefit both his personal reputation and his sponsor's acquisition of the coveted hollow emitters. Fabian Stevens stands in front of the Andrasi field surrounding the fusion core, reflecting on their past encounter with the Andrasi, which had been Commander Gomez's first mission on the Da Vinci. The danger to DS9 and his friends worries him, as does Corsi's safety. Despite the tension between them, Stevens knows nothing can develop between them. As he watches Nog, Eddie, Freisner, and Robbins materialize on the catwalk, Nog starts setting up pattern enhancers, and Robbins distributes new comm badges, ensuring they can communicate effectively. Nog begins examining the station's modifications, revealing that the Andrasi have made dimensional shifts to the technology. Duffy confirms the modifications, and Corsi questions whether they should intervene. Duffy and Nog assert the necessity of securing the fusion core despite the Andrasi's equal claim to the unclaimed station. Solomon reports that he cannot interface with the upgraded Andrasi technology, prompting Stevens to recall their encounter with similar tech on a massive alien ship they dubbed the Beast. P8 Blue suggests disrupting the field around the fusion core with a low-frequency phaser blast, leading to the successful removal of the mesh. However, Stevens uncovers a more alarming revelation. The Andrasi are transforming Empok Nor into a powerful mobile weapons platform using technology salvaged from the same source as the Beast. This discovery brings urgency to their mission as Duffy prepares to inform Commander Gold of the dire situation. Captain David Gold and his crew observe Empok Nor, noticing significant modifications, including upgraded thrusters and powerful weapons systems. Duffy, Stevens, and Nog report various enhancements that make the station a formidable threat, including plasma-based directed energy weapons and a propulsion system capable of Warp 6. They discover preparations for quantum torpedo bays that could devastate a solar system, prompting Gold to order a full analysis and consider extracting the fusion core essential for Deep Space Nine and the Bajoran sector. As the crew works, they detect an Andrasi vessel approaching at warp 7.3. Despite Gold's attempts at diplomacy, the Andrasi, led by Overseer Byron, demand the Federation team leave the station. When Gold refuses, acknowledging the jammed communication signals, the Andrasi ship fires upon the Da Vinci, disabling its shields with a torpedo. Gold orders evasive maneuvers, but the Andrasi transporter beams 5 life forms onto Empok Nor, complicating their mission further. In a desperate counterattack, Gold directs his crew to fire upon the Andrasi ship, but their shields remain partially effective. The Da Vinci suffers a hull breach, and communications are increasingly jammed. Gold realizes the situation's dire nature as the Andrasi gain a foothold on Empok Nor, threatening the Federation team's mission and safety. Duffy hears a report about an approaching vessel just before communication is disrupted. He and his team, including Corsi and Nog, realize their equipment is being jammed, making transport and communication difficult. Despite concerns about splitting up, they decide to proceed with their mission to analyze the Andrasi activities on the station. Suddenly, Andrasi soldiers appear and confront them, leading to a tense standoff. Duffy tries to negotiate, but the Andrasi leader, Howie, orders an attack. Duffy and his team quickly react, using their weapons to disable the Andrasi with stun settings. With the immediate threat neutralized, Duffy directs his team to separate the Andrasi and Cardassian technologies and to extract a crucial fusion core. Nog and Stevens work on making the Cardassian systems reject the Andrasi additions, while Duffy tries to re-establish communication with their ship. As the team works on their tasks, Drew devises a program to detect the Andrasi's dimensional shifts, enhancing their defenses. Despite the constant threat of further Andrasi attacks, Duffy maintains focus and leadership, aiming to complete their mission and ensure the safety of the fusion core. The team's coordinated efforts and quick thinking exemplify their resilience and adaptability in a high-stakes situation. David Gold and his crew are in the midst of a space battle with an Andrasi ship. Despite severe damage to their own vessel and constant interference preventing them from sending a distress signal, they receive a suggestion from Falwell to use the nearby runabout Rio Grande to bolster their defenses. Gold orders McAllen to remotely control the runabout, which is equipped with operational shields and weapons. The Da Vinci continues to suffer hits, reducing its structural integrity to a critical level, but they manage to take control of the runabout just in time. Using a clever strategy, Gold orders the Rio Grande to perform a strafing run on the Andrasi ship's port side, drawing its attention. This maneuver leaves the Andrasi's starboard side vulnerable, allowing the Da Vinci to fire a series of torpedoes, causing significant damage. The Andrasi ship, under the command of Byron, struggles to respond effectively due to critical system failures. Despite their attempts to evade the attack, the Andrasi ship sustains multiple hull breaches, forcing Byron to consider retreat. Realizing the mission's futility, Byron decides to retrieve his officers and abandon the Cardassian station. He initiates a transport of his key personnel and activates dimensional blockers to prevent Starfleet from using the advanced technology on the station. As the Andrasi ship makes its escape, the Da Vinci is left unable to pursue due to its damaged navigation systems. In the aftermath, Gold learns from Duffy that the Andrasi boarding party was repelled, but not before the Andrasi managed to beam out their officers, leaving the workers behind. The Andrasi also activated a mechanism that removed their advanced technology from the station, reverting it to its original state. Despite some damage and missing components, the immediate threat is neutralized, but Gold and his crew are left to deal with the aftermath and the compromised fusion core of the station. Nog stands in Empok Nor's ops, feeling strange in a place similar yet different from the ops he knows. The consoles are outdated and malfunctioning. Lieutenant Commander Duffy gathers the team here to brainstorm solutions for their problems. Nog, frustrated by the condescending attitude of the Starfleet Corps of Engineers, listens as Duffy demands ideas. Despite various suggestions, Nog becomes increasingly anxious as they discuss fixing the structural integrity field and towing options, all seemingly impractical within their 10-day time frame. In the midst of increasingly complex and implausible suggestions, Nog suddenly proposes a bold idea, moving the entire station using multiple ships to tow it at warp speed to the Bajoran system. Though initially met with skepticism, particularly about the station's size and the feasibility of towing it at warp, Nog explains how they can use 12 ships calibrated together with the Rio Grande coordinating. Stevens supports the idea, suggesting Warp 4 as a feasible speed. Despite Duffy's concerns about subspace disruptions in communication, P8 Blue introduces a method using tight beam tachyon pulses, which convinces Duffy. With solutions to every objection, Nog's plan gains momentum. Duffy, now excited, contacts Captain Gold to share the plan, emphasizing their need for 12 ships. Captain Gold smiles and confidently offers to make the necessary arrangements, signaling the plan's promising potential. David Gold is listening to a letter from his granddaughter when he gets a call from the bridge. He switches the view on the screen from his granddaughter's face to the Starfleet logo, which is soon replaced by Captain Montgomery Scott. Scotty is amused by Nog's plan, a daring strategy reminiscent of Scotty's own days as an engineer. Scotty can only send 9 ships instead of the requested 12, but Nog is confident they can manage with 10 ships, including their own. In sickbay, Commander Domenica Corsi checks on her injured crew members. Dr. Elizabeth Lenz reassures her that with rest and therapy, they will recover soon. The conversation shifts to personal matters, and Lenz teases Corsi about her relationship with Stevens. Embarrassed, Corsi reflects on her recent choices and past relationships as she leaves sickbay. Nog receives a communication from Captain Jana Dimitrijan of the Sugihara, the last of the 9 captains, to respond. Initially skeptical, Dimitrijan demands more than the standard offerings. Nog, thinking on his feet, promises an original recording of Blilu's latest music, securing Dimitrijan's cooperation. Nog then negotiates with P8 Blue for the recording needed to fulfill his promise. On the Da Vinci, Kieran Duffy oversees the ship's positioning for the towing operation when a Priority 1 distress call arrives from Commander Gomez on Sarandar. The Da Vinci prepares to respond, causing a shift in convoy arrangements. Before leaving, Gold and Duffy offer Nog a place on their crew, but Nog respectfully declines, content with his position on DS9. As the convoy prepares to engage their tractor beams and tow Empok Nor, Nog feels flattered by Captain Gold's offer. He gives the command to engage, satisfied with his role on DS9 and the successful coordination of the mission. The 9 Starfleet ships move into action, tethering themselves to Empok Nor and preparing for the warp journey. Today's story ends here. This story was based on the novel Cold Fusion, written by Keith R.A. DeCandido. It is the 6th book in the Starfleet Corps of Engineers series. There is an affiliate link in the description to buy a copy. If you want to help us grow the channel, press the like button. If you want more tales every week, subscribe. To help us out more directly, consider buying our app Count Currency, published by Finespun Software. Count Currency is ideal for anyone who handles cash, including small business owners, waitstaff, or anyone who handles cash. Count Currency is made for iPhone, available on the App Store. This narration was created with voice synthesis from OpenAI. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.